This lesson, we're going to be wrapping up our application, and we need a way for the player to be able to make a guess of the scrambled word. So let's go through our application quickly. We hit start. We're presented with a scrambled word, and now it's up to the player to guess what that word is. And once the player types in the word, we want them to be able to hit guess and have that check to see if the word is the actual one that we've selected. And that's where we've got the else. So if the in play is already started, then we don't need to generate any more words, and we're going to let the player guess whatever the word is. Remember, we've got this stored globally, whatever the word value is that we want it to output, and we just need to check to see if it matches. So selecting our elements, we'll take our temp guess value, and this is the value that's contained within the input. We've already got the input under the query selector guess, so we can take that object guess and select the value of guess. And I'll console log that out for now, so temp guess, so that we can see and make sure that we're actually picking up that value. So type in test, we see that we've got test there. So now it's just a matter of typing in a condition to check to see the temp guess is equal to, and we can use an absolute equal to, so that's the 3 equal signs there, and that also checks the type because both of them are going to be strings. So we're checking to see if they're actually equivalent, and if they are, then we're going to type in the console correct, and if they're not, then we've got an else statement and they need to guess again, and we'll say guess again. So let's try that out. So now we start, and we're going to hide this eventually, so we don't know what the word is, but during testing I usually like to have that value there, and we can see that we've got guess again, we've got correct. So when we do get the correct answer, we see that we are returning back correct. So that should let us to have another option, and that's going to be to start the in play once again. So let's update that, and if we did get it correct, we can update that, and we can also update the message to the player. So the inner HTML can be correct, it was, and also we'll output that scramble word there. And we'll also let the player start again. So what we did over here, we're just gonna do the opposite. So start, and we're gonna simply toggle this value. Let's try that again. And this time, if we get it right, and I was so hoping to get HTML instead of document, I'm just gonna copy and paste that and guess. So correct, it was document. We can start it again. So there's another word, and guess that again. I'm going to add in a little bit of styling so that we can have some spacing between these words, and we can also output that font size to be quite a bit larger. So font, or it's actually font size, and I'm going to make it 2EM. Also adding in a margin at the bottom, so we've got some spacing. Try that out. Here's our guess, and let's do website. So guess it, and correct, it was website. Start again. You can also score the number of tries and turns that it takes. So we can have that as a global variable and start it out to equal 0. And then every time we start the game, we're going to restart that value to 0. And then every time we take a guess, we can increment score and then add to this statement guesses. Let's try that out one more time. So now we know it's website, but let's do a few temporary guesses. So website, and correct, it was website. It took 2 guesses. Add in a space there. So that's essentially our quick game in order for a guessing game. And again, once again, fully dynamic. So even if you add in new content here, so let's add in the word new, it's going to be dynamic and it's not going to fail. We see that we get all of those elements generated out, and eventually we're also going to get new as well. And so we see that we also get that new value that we just added in.